Hello!
Hi! This is Coping Mechanisms with Kat Randle, and this week my guest is JD Lee.
Hi there. Hey, everybody. Hello.
JD is an artist. Like me, we both met at SAIC.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time, so we were just talking about this, the last time that I met you, you went by different pronouns.
I did. I used to go by she, her pronouns, but I think it's been at least 2 years since we've seen each other, because, like...
Yeah, it has been. God, I miss Chicago.
It's around then that I graduated from school, and I think we graduated, like, around the same time.
Yeah.
Was
Kanye at your graduation?
Oh, sorry, what were you say?
Was Kanye at your graduation?
Oh, yeah, Kanye at graduation. Yep, that was the thing.
Okay, then we graduated at the same time.
Yeah, I used to go by she, her pronouns because I was assigned female at birth, and then I was like, oh, yeah, I'm gender non-binary, so now I go by they, them. That's the thing.
Yeah. Oh, no. Layers. I'm an idiot. All right, let's do this again.
They're good eyes.
They are good eyes. Oh, stop that. I'm happy with the eyes. I just meant to put them on a different layer so that I could have a background.
You make even better ones.
Yes, I will make better eyes. I'm gonna make you a little owl witch.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. I'm so very excited for this tiny special boy.
Tiny special they them owl.
They them owl.
They them owl.
Non-binary boy.
Non-binary owl boy.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word. Anyhow, so we were talking about what we were going to talk about, and one of the things that obviously popped up a lot this week was the flood of Me Too's on Facebook. And you were saying that you just had a really interesting experience with that, just as a non-binary person.
Yeah. So I posted a Me Too status. I didn't post one that told about sort of like all of my experiences.
There are too many.
Yeah, and I have friends who've posted like Me Too statuses, and also people who are like, I don't think that Me Too statuses, like, it shouldn't be in the, like, it shouldn't be the responsibility.
Yeah.
Sorry, what did you say?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I wasn't meaning to cut you off.
Oh, no, it's cool. But yeah, people saying that, like, it shouldn't be the responsibility of people who have been, like, survivors to, like, be the ones to, like, bring up this topic, because, you know.
They've already been through something?
and related to that. But as, like, as a non-binary person, which is a kind of, like, related but side topic, it's interesting because, like, some of the experiences that I went through, like, when I was in high school, like, I still identified as female during that time period.
Yeah.
Because, like, non-binary wasn't really like an identity that I knew about until I was like a senior in high school. So it's like kind of interesting and complicated being like, you know, like looking back and having those experiences associated with like this certain part of my life when I identified differently, and then when I also like get like street harassment and like other types of harassment now. As a non-binary adult, it's like this combination of like getting that sexual harassment, but then also being misgendered at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like, which isn't I'm not trying to like play that game of like, oh, it's like worse because I'm also getting misgendered, but it's also it's just like a lot of feelings at the same time.
Yeah, no, the oppression Olympics is not particularly interesting. Nobody wins.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a very, like, it's bad enough.
Yeah, like, exactly. It would be like that.
Being
it's
a
like
cisgendered
that
woman.
No matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that just adds another layer onto it.
Yeah. That's one of the things that I was thinking about this week, and having conversations with friends, and like also thinking about like my own experiences and learning about other people's experiences, and just it's complicated, and it's like painful, and
it really is. Like I've been fairly open on the internet more recently. And mostly that's just like I want to try to find a way to like have a career that involves like, my interests of writing and commenting, but also like, oh, hey, I'm an animator and an illustrator and I want to do that. It's kind of hard to monetize those things, and the internet is good for it. So I've been a lot more like open on the internet about things, and it was a lot harder than I thought to post something.
Yeah.
And I was really interested as why, like, cause like, I mean, part of it is that I don't have. It was that internal conversation of like, is this bad enough to count?
Yes.
That's that's a huge like thing, and that's a thing that I think a lot of people went through. But like, there are certain things that I don't feel like certain things that have happened in my life that I don't feel are like I have at least gotten to a point where I don't feel like I'm judging them on a scale of, is this awful enough? But I think one of the things that like I felt like when I was posting or when I was writing, well, it was really when I was posting, because when I was writing, it was just cathartic, like getting it all out. And then when it's like comes time to like actually hit post, it's like, do I want to do this?
Yeah. And then there's also that fear of like, how is this, like, is it bad, or like, I mean, not just the like, is it bad enough thing, but like, is this like, will this affect how other people see me? And like, which is like frustrating that you would like even having that thought of like, oh, will I be like perceived in a different way because of like, but it's I don't know, at least for me it was like a real thought. And like also the like wondering about like, will people know who I'm referring to if I tell this story?
Yes. There's that. For me, I was really like, it felt weird because I was like, does my mom want to see this? Like my mom, like, or like, and she called me, like immediately after I posted, and I was like scared. I was scared to talk to my mom. I was like, oh God, is she gonna like, is this gonna be a heavy conversation? Or like is she worried about me? Like that I'm not okay? Like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm perfectly fine as can be, but like, that was a weird thing for me. I'm trying to get
I mean, with me, like I did a very simple status, like I just did sort of like a Me Too, and then explaining what the Me Too meant, like basically like a copy and paste, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to really like share my story, just because I like felt, I mean, obviously like complicated about it, and which is understandable, but my mom liked my status, and it was like we haven't really like talked about it, but it was like definitely something that I've been thinking about, and like, because like at least one of the experiences that I had when I was in high school, like my mom very much knows about it, and I do wonder about like, as a parent, like how does it feel, like I wonder if she has that feeling of like wishing that there was more that she could have done, because it was a situation where there's like nothing that she could have done really. So oofle
doofle. So many good feels this week. I mean, for me, like, I think one of the things that that kind of, because I did the kind of standard status of just Me Too and then the like short explanation of what it meant. Mm-hmm. And then I think for me, one of the things that just like kind of set me to being like, I should write something longer was this frustration, just because like I saw this like very big performative like thing happening almost immediately after, with like a lot of men that I love, like that are good people that I really care about, and it's not a matter of like shaming them and saying, oh no, like don't do this, you're bad people, but it's like, it was just one of those things where I was like, okay, so stop for a second, and instead of like thinking about, I don't know, like the shock and the anger and the like, it was just like, you know, these are people that as much as I absolutely adore them, like, oh, I always do that, like, they've frustrated me in this way at times, you know, like they themselves have done this, and it's like, and it's one of those things where like I feel like all the things that get called out, there's like 1,000 more little things that that we don't bother saying, because like we know what the answer is. We know that you didn't mean to. We know that it's like, you know, learned behaviors, and like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because it can be really frustrating, because it's like, I mean, I don't know. I also saw a lot of posts that were along the lines of, you know, like in response to the Me Too, like I did this, or I was like, sort of like an accessory, and which I acknowledge.
It's a weird thing. Yes.
It's a weird thing, because I do acknowledge that it takes like a lot to be like, I was part of the like patriarchal garbage, but a lot of the stories that I saw people post were about like, I saw something and I didn't say anything, which is like, I acknowledge, but also I don't know, but then also people like, you know, there've been times where like I've made jokes, or I've like, you know, and like, I mean, like who wants to like post about stuff that they're not proud of on like social media, like, and it's I mean, sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I just feel like there's a certain aspect to social media where it's always just kind of gonna fold in on yourself, like like it eventually, even when you really mean it to be like calling attention to something else, it ends up being about you, the person that is calling attention to this thing, you know, like you're the one getting the likes, you know.
Yeah, and it's weird to get like, I mean, the whole thing of like, I don't know, I was thinking about this a lot of, let's like, should I like heart or like sad face for like individual people's like.
I went back and forth. I was just like,
but it's like such a weird way of like, how are you supposed to like communicate that way about like something that's like, I mean, honest, like, should I do like individual like responses to something about like something that's like so complicated and so intense, and is that even appropriate? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you were talking about like the social media aspect of it. Like, what were your like feelings on that?
Well, like, I guess, I mean, it just how like different it is to be able like to, because I've had conversations about like, you know, about like sexual harassment, or like my experiences that I had like when I was in high school, or like as a young adult, like, and like, and you know, even as like a preteen with friends before, and like how different it is to have those kind of conversations. on like a one-on-one with like a friend and like having those in confidence versus like in social media when you're like showing it to, you know, potentially hundreds of people at the same time.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And how you're also supposed to be like in your social media persona, like you're like kind of like you're, well, in theory, like the best version of yourself, or like this like
yeah, which is why when I post on social media, it's usually a long thought out thing, because like otherwise I'm just like, I don't feel like I'm worth looking at. Like my life is all that interesting on the day to day.
Yeah, it's weird because I've used like, I mean, this is kind of going to like a different like side.
Yeah.
But I've used social media, like, so specifically Instagram, to like and I know this is like another thing we can like talk about if yeah. Sure. But I've used social media and Instagram to like post like mini comics about like mental health stuff. Yeah. And it's always interesting like running into people who've like I've not necessarily like talked about those topics with like individually, but then because of social media, like now they know. Yeah. And it's like, well, I mean, like, you know, obviously, like, what was I expecting if I'm like posting about this on the internet? But at the same time, you know, it's like I don't really like consciously think about that. And it's like, oh yeah, this person now knows that I've been like, because of something that I posted, they know that I've like struggled with depression, or like had to do like go to a mental health group, or like things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a really interesting thing. The performative aspect of social media is always like, I don't know, frustrating to me. Especially in circumstances like this where it's just like as well as you mean, the thing will like turn on you. Like like as good as your intentions may be, the thing will like kind of it'll kind of eat the thing that you're trying to do and turn it into something else. Yeah. What color do you want your owl to be, by the way?
Oh, it's so good. I feel like a deep orange would be really nice. All right. To go with the bow tie. It's a very good owl, by the way.
Thank you.
I hope it was, so the me calling it a boy thing earlier is just because I like oh my goodness, I watch a lot of McElroy content. Oh, so yeah. I'm just used to calling things like a good boy.
Oh yeah, no, I am a McElroy like super fan. I actually, you can go and find my other like all of my like animations on my
cool.
On my YouTube
I didn't realize that you had done McElroy animations.
Oh yes, I have. It's just the cat Randle on YouTube. I have
like, so listeners, just cat Randle on YouTube.
Yes. Oh, by the way, like where can people find your art? You might as well.
Oh yeah, so I'm on Instagram as I believe it says JD Lee, and then I have a WordPress that's jamiedevitalee.wordpress.com. I need to update that. It's weird going from like one name to another, and it's like oh yeah, I need to get rid of like all of my like business cards that have like my dead name. Yeah. Whoops. So, but like, cause that's like a kind of extensive process, especially since like my dead name is still my legal name. Yeah. So yeah.
So everybody.
I feel kind of, I would never like dead name anybody else, but like for me, it's like still something that I'm like dealing with and talking about. So.
Yeah.
I raised my shoulders. Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like it's, you know, it's crazy. It's like one of those things where like you really can't ever get a grasp on how many things like your identity touches, you know, like like the way that you identify like changes so many of the things about like how you exist in the world. And like how you feel comfortable existing in the world. That's a little too blonde.
It's good. It would be good. Like, okay, now there we go.
Yeah, it needed some dirt in it.
Hair as no wait, what was it? I'm sorry, I'm trying to make a Into the Woods reference, but it's like hair is golden as straw, and it's like oh, just use a piece of straw.
Yeah,
it's just straw. It's just straw, folks.
It's just straw. Yeah, it's just straw. Little bow ties. I love little bow ties. No, I need to give them some shading. Sorry, I got distracted by Cute Owl.
No, it's okay. I also got distracted by Cute Owl. It's shaping up very nicely.
Yeah,
it's a very good owl. I very much appreciate it.
You're welcome. Anytime. Yeah.
Anytime you just want to come over and watch me draw an owl, don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I'll gladly draw an owl. Yeah, no. It's been kind of fun. I'm just like asking people like what they want me to draw, because that's one of the things that's always hard for me is like, what do I draw? And like, it's been fun going through like fandom places, like the McElroy's fandom, because then it's like, oh hey, people care about what I'm drawing. That's nice.
Yeah.
And like, people actually see it because they care about, the original content. Oh wait, no, not flow. Opacity. There we go.
Have you listened to any of Wonderful?
Oh my god. It's one of the reasons I was like, okay, I have to distinguish, like, this is not what I'm doing. I'm not doing Wonderful, but I'm doing something where I'm like, I need something that makes me feel like, not so alone. Because, living out and, moving out to... moving is one of the most stressful things that you can do.
Please tell me about how, not that I want you to, it's like, hey, talk about things that are stressful and terrible, but, also, please elaborate. Because, there's part of me that's, I've lived in Chicago for almost 8 years, and I feel really thankful for, I have a wonderful community here and, really great friends, but there's also part of me that's, getting that, itch to, go and live other places, before I turn.
Yeah, no. I fully recommend living other places. It's just the act of moving really is, really stressful.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the whole cost issue, which, if you are not independently wealthy, is a lot. Moving across country costs $2,000 for all of our stuff.
That's a lot of money.
And that's not even including all the travel expenses of hotels and whatnot, and gas and everything. That was literally just packing up our stuff and moving it. Cost that much money. And I was just like, I don't have that much money. I don't have all the monies. I wish I did. I don't know what's going on with the little feathers on the top of his head. They're getting interrupted by the bill, of the hat.
I think it's okay. I just imagine them sort of being like a ponytail, they're kind of behind.
Yeah.
The hat.
I just figure there's, imagination. Imagination will take care of that problem for me. I don't have to answer that.
How does Fiona in Shrek be able to eat food if she's trapped behind a giant dragon? It's imagination. Don't even worry. So my theory for that to be, and I know this is the answer is imagination, but the way my imagination dealt with it as a child was I just imagined that she ate all of the knights who weren't able to successfully rescue her.
Nice. I like your imagination.
Yeah, and that's why they're all skeletons, because they've had the flesh just ripped off of them and eaten by Fiona.
I am totally down with that. I like that, Fiona.
Yeah, I mean, humans might not eat human flesh, but she's an ogre half of the time. Sorry, spoilers for a movie that's over 10 years old. But
yeah, no apologies. If you haven't seen that movie,
no apologies necessary.
If you haven't seen that movie, I doubt that you were planning on it. So it's okay.
There's like one small child listening to the podcast who just turned 7, and they were planning to she-shrek like later this evening, and I was like, no.
She's a what? All right, I gotta get this. There's something in the middle there that needs just a little bit of something. I don't know. I'm just gonna let it be eventually, because otherwise I'm just gonna ruin it. No, that was wrong. That was a wrong decision, brain. I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, this week was a lot more stressful than I had any way of knowing it was going to be. It was a very I find that the more, I think I wrote this in my longer post, but I mean I was particularly talking about means of debate and arguing that are, it's always bothered me as somebody that I think people like to debate me. and I've never really enjoyed debate. It always I'm not bad at it. I just don't enjoy it because it feels very masculine in the cultural kind of expectations of what masculine
is. And I feel like there's some things that it's I mean, it gets really complicated because you could say it's well, you can just you can debate about ideas, but sometimes ideas can be
they're not neutral.
There's a difference between debating about what is the best way of solving this problem because we want to solve this problem versus quotation marks debating about somebody's life experiences.
Yes.
And which is basically invalidating them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was it was a big, and I think for me it got sorry, I'm stopping. It got
No, it's okay. I might need to actually plug in my computer in just a minute because I'm down to 12%. Oh, sorry, 11 minutes of battery.
That is perfectly fine. I'm going to get you a good background color. A good background color.
Macaroni, macaroni, I'm backaroni.
Hooray! And the owl now has a background. It's got the weird Photoshop halo, and I don't really care.
Aw, it reminds me of art that I did when I was in high school. Not the whole picture, just the halo.
Just the halo part. I know.
We'll fix that. It'll be good.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it in post. How about that? I just wanted to get a good color behind it.
Question mark. Did you ever have access to a tablet when you were in high school?
Oh, God, no. I don't think tablets were a thing when I was in high school. I'm old.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I forgot that we have a slight difference in age.
I know.
Yeah. But so I had access to a very cheap bamboo when I was in high school because it was I got it as a birthday gift. And also a very cheap copy of Photoshop Elements. Uh-huh. So I did really, really terrible photo manip artwork.
Oh my God, yes.
Getting a photo of candles and a picture of a woman and then surround it, just copy and pasting the same picture of candles over and over again. Nice. So it looked like she had a circle of candles around her. Wow. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Mm-hmm. That's gonna be worth something someday, you know that?
I think the computer that that artwork was on was died. It just died 20 times over. So all of that artwork. Sadness. I was so sad when it happened, because I was all of my time and energy, and then I was oh wait a minute, I'm 16. It's probably not that good.
It'll be okay. I'll survive somehow. Yeah. I'll fix this in post. It's okay. Yeah. I just gotta have, it has to be clear that they're hovering.
No, it's pretty clear, because it's got a little shadow underneath.
That's what I was saying. I was I just needed that shadow. It was important. Give it some grounding in reality, because, in reality, we have little owl witches with bow ties.
They could be flying, but actually they just would rather just use their broom.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, like, why use your wings when you can just, like, chill?
Just chill. Just sit.
On a bird.
Just sit for a minute.
Mm-hmm. Just sit for a minute. Just rest. Rest your little claws. Have a nice Arnold Palmer.
Oh my God, yes. You should have, like, a little glass of something. I'll edit in a little glass of like Chardonnay.
Yeah, no, like an apple cider. A Captain Morgan pumpkin flavored that's out of a tiny pumpkin.
Yes, totally. Oh my God. Now
I learned that was a thing yesterday.
Wow.
My housemates had a house party and there was was it correctly pumpkin flavored? Okay, yes, pumpkin flavored. What? It's pumpkin spice rum Captain Morgan is a thing, and it comes in a tiny pumpkin, and it's pretty good. I mean, I didn't actually try it, but I like the fact it's pretty good that it's in a tiny pumpkin.
Yes, that is fairly good. You can have one of the little tiny pumpkins.
Oh, is that allowed to? Sorry, I keep getting the pronoun. Wow,
okay.
I'm like, I talk about like my own gender stuff, and then I'm like getting the pronouns wrong for this owl. I'm like such a terrible person.
Oh my God.
Sorry, owl.
Sorry, owl. Sorry, owl. What is the owl's name?
I think Herbie. It looks like a Herbie.
All right, Herbie it is. Hey, Herbie. What up?
Herbs.
Oh, no. Whoops. Wrong layer. I did that. Not on purpose. No, I just need to get some good orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good orange.
Good solid orange right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'll call it for now, and then I'll fix a couple of things and give it and send you the Herbie.
Nice. Herbie. Herbs. Herbido.
Herbido. Nice. Herbs.
Yep.
Herbs.
Nice.
Sweet.
Cool.
Thank you for talking with me.
Thank you for talking with me. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Anytime. And what's your website again?
Jamie DeVita. So DeVita is like spelled like David with the letter A at the end. Mm-hmm. Lee at JamieDeVitaLee.wordpress.com.
Sweet. And I will link to it on when I post.
Awesome. All right. Yay. Thank you so much.
And next time we can figure out a way to like get you to draw.
Yes, I would like that very much. We can even I'll see what I can do about maybe being a grown up and getting my own audio equipment.
Yeah. So that costs money.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyhow.
All right. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Jump scare.